Alright, what is up YouTube? This is your girl Killer Rose. Right now I'm at the gym. It's gonna be a fun day. I'm not gonna it's 5:01, so I'm not gonna take so long. But holy crap. What are these people doing? Um, Out of context, there was a huge mob in Minneapolis, okay? And what ended up happening was that certain mob went into a Christian church. Now, honestly, I wouldn't know if I was in that situation, okay? Let's just put it out there. I have no idea what I would do. I would probably be upset for one. For two, I would want to get my mom and dad out of there because I know things would have gotten out of hand. It would have been so nasty. Let me just tell you that. Yes, it would probably lead to sin. Do not let your anger lead to sin. It is, part of the Bible. You can read it. You can, write it down or, look it up. But it is in there, okay? Because it's one of those things where anger can actually make you do a lot of things. It could definitely, make or break your character. Anger is one of those things that that you have to be careful with. But to put it bluntly, I know I wouldn't take anything from anybody to tell me what to wear, what to say, how I should believe. That is the most dangerous things that these politicians can do, is to brainwash you into, making you believe in certain things. And, my dad asked me, sorry, I shook my camera a bit. He asked me, why do I think what they think? Like what do they think and why I am so upset about it? Or like in better terms, why do they think that way? Why do they think that that these people are Nazis, that they're out to, and it's so weird. They call it Nazi Germany, but I mean this happened way back, okay, in the 40s, and it's a history that's already been dealt with. These people are saying that it's Nazi Germany. No. I believe, because it's a actual fact that Americans got attacked by the Japanese. Now, I'm not saying that, we're still having some beef, still. I mean, we squashed the beef. Of course, whoever's a veteran, it probably is not, probably took it personally and is taking it to the grave. I mean, I'm not there to sugarcoat it, but these people have dealt with people who were ugly, not to just only to them, but the people who have served with each other. And something that I would never understand, or basically I would never get to experience what they went through, right? So to put it into a perspective is that I believe the way that I believe is that I believe that the Americans today, yes, they have grandparents, that had, either grandparents or great grandparents have served in a way that we would never get to have that back. You understand that, right? I can guarantee you that I have a great uncle who served in Vietnam, and I could never understand what he went through because, for one, he already died already. But for second, he's not there. And I mean, for certain people like that who have served, don't really normally talk to the actual the coldness of, or when I say coldness, I'm talking about the actual cruelty when it comes to war. And what I'm trying to say is that, guys, is that I believe that I appreciate the Americans, because the Americans went in finally when they got attacked at Pearl Harbor, right? And it was an attack that they didn't expect from anybody to do something like that. And it was the worst of the worst. Something that of course, no one thought they were going to get attacked. They thought, well, we'll just sit on the sidelines and we're just going to mind our own business. Whatever country that they have, we're just not going to say anything. We're just going to sit back. And now, I'm not saying that I'm a huge history person, okay? So better correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe that we are the Americans who actually got poked, that got been shoved at and punched, like a real disrespect that should not go unpunished. And we looked in to whatever that was going on in that other side, and it was chaotic. It was more than chaotic. It was terrible. It was terrible. After that, I can guarantee you that it wasn't like Nazi Germany. It was people who wants the Americans to be first because of the unforgivable action that was targeting, and not only targeted, but actually hurt American soldiers, okay? And it's not just the soldiers you gotta think about, but it's the family as well. Women and children. Back then, of course, the women don't really have the opportunity as we do today. And it's not hard to understand, guys. It's really not. And for me, I don't know. I feel like I would have taken that personally. If someone attacked my church, and any other church, okay? Let's just say, let's say I go to another church because I'm curious of what they have going on. Or, yes, I have been into multiple churches, Christian churches, okay? I actually have been into a Mormon church. I have been into a Mormon church before. Mostly Christian, but I'm not gonna lie, I have been into a Mormon church and a Catholic church. The only reason why I went to a Catholic church is because of my what was it? It was my great aunt that I got to see. And it was back in, I would say 2016. And it was so amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Go visit your, the oldest part of the family that you have. And I'm talking about the way oldest. If you don't know them or you haven't met them before, go and do that. I've done it, and it was like, it was amazing. It was amazing. Sorry, guys. You better do it. For me, it was like me getting the biggest history puzzle. But I wish I would have asked more questions. I wish I would have learned more Spanish. So what I'm getting to this, guys, is that it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's gonna be a lot worse than what we think. And now, if you really want to stop it, then you need to reopen the asylums. You need to actually invoke the Insurrection Act, right? You gotta sign that off and say, you know what? Look, these people are becoming way too violent, and they are getting out of control. They cannot go back and, you know, and actually mind the business. Yeah, of course, you can protest on the streets, you know, or not on the streets. What am I saying, right? It seems so normalized. That's what it is, right? Go protest on the sidewalks and just sit there, you know. Yeah, of course, a lot of people are gonna have a lot of reaction, but that's the freedom of speech. Not everyone's gonna like it, but I mean, that's what I believe. You protest on the streets, you know, you could say stop homelessness right now. Okay, that's a protest. What do? You go on the sidewalk, you know, you talk to people and you say, hey, this is what it is. You know, a lot of people are struggling right now because they are, I could say, for one instance, that's a huge problem, is that people having their identity stolen, okay? I mean, these people cannot go to an actual job site because not only do they have their identity stolen, they don't have their, you know, what was it called? It's been a long time for, it is you know, it's just a way that they can get your information. You need your 2 forms of ID. So just basically, is, you know, instead of like a visa, okay, you already know how it is. Okay, you can give your ID and your birth certificate. If you don't live in the States, of course, they already give you an information of how they can receive your info and have you basically built, you know, put into their system. That's what it is, right? What was I going at here? I haven't lost my train of thought, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just saying. I was getting into an example what a protest would look like. So you not only you have 2 identities stolen, which is your ID or your social, but these people cannot afford a place to go to because they're so overcrowded that there's not enough room for everybody. And then you not only you have, you know, not just housing or but the clothes and the hygiene itself is a problem as well. It sucks, but it's true. Wished it wasn't like that, but yeah, it's one of those things you gotta figure it out yourself. Is that, what am I protesting and why am I protesting? These people is like, I'm protesting because of the right propaganda that I believe that are Nazis, which is not true. It's really not. I mean, it's simple. People want to have a simple life. They want to get, you know, they want to get a house. They want food in the fridge without having to pay, you know, an overpriced egg, right? They want to be able to not only afford a house, but to afford food and transportation. Everything has gone up so far that is just absolutely ridiculous. Okay? And not only ridiculous, but you have these people who are outside in these streets, and the reason why they want to have more immigration is because they're not feeling safe around people. You can't even go on a tour without getting attacked by, you know, immigrants who are not from here. That's common sense, really. So that's what I believe. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm correct on that. A lot of people, I mean, I haven't seen anything that was so out of touch, But when I look at so many videos that people are getting attacked by immigrants, it just pisses me off. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, imagine if I went to, let's say I went to Seattle, okay? And I was like, you know what? I really miss Seattle. Yeah, I have been there before. But, let's say I miss it. I'm like, okay, I want to be able to get some pictures. I want to get some videos going. I want to show the first Starbucks that came out way long ago. And that I want to be able to show YouTube what I really like. I like to see the scenery and take pictures and stuff, right? But you have someone who's telling me, oh no, you can't record here. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? This is public property. I mean, I'm here minding my business on a sidewalk. What do you mean you're trying to tell me that I can't record here? I can record whatever the hell I want. So what is your problem? And then they get just, I mean, of course, I'm not really confrontational about that. I get so freaking tired of people, though, that try to press my buttons. It is, it is. It is what it is, right? And sometimes they don't even have to talk to you at all. Sometimes they just hit you for no reason. And that's the problem. That is a huge problem. I mean, at least that's what I believe. I believe that's why a lot of people want immigration. It's because they cannot stand people who are assaulting them for no reason. And if you look at other countries as well, who's letting these things happen to their own country, to their own people, like, what are you guys doing? Like, are you serious? You would think that these people want to have their home country as awesome as possible. I mean, could you imagine how it would have, I don't know, I'm not going to take a whole segment of this, guys, but it's already 17 minutes, but I'm just saying that it would have been crazy if we would have to compete with another country because of how great it is. And, they have more, I don't know, more opportunities, or more people who actually cares about their own people, that actually do give a shit about people, living freely, and, and they're not being harassed by foreigners. That, of course, do you like having Americans coming over to Japan and having them harass you, or go to, all these other countries? I mean, that, and people actually follow them because they think it's either, some people think it's A, funny, B, they don't really care, they're just looking at the sky, or C, they're just like absolutely angry. They're, they already know they're rage baited, but they're still continuing to see these guys who are just no good. And yeah, I have seen them, and it's absolutely disgusting. But what can you do? You have morons who like to go to other countries just to start something, and actually disrespect not only your culture, but the statues that you place them there. As a representation on a person, on a real life person that you cared, or the community, or whoever cared of that statue, right? It's crazy. Absolutely insane, guys. I'm gonna let this go. I would talk more about it, but yeah. Crazy world. No one, and I say no one, not even a pastor, should be afraid of these people. These people are animalistic. They don't really care about your opinion. In fact, they want you to, they want to suppress your opinion. Otherwise, you wouldn't see these things. You wouldn't see the violence. You wouldn't see the chaotic mess, the fraud. You wouldn't see any of it if they would have mind their business, let it go, right? Of course, they can protest on the streets, like, you know, what, like normal people do. And you would never see stuff like that. Not in the open. You know, yeah, small crowd, right? But if they didn't protest on the streets, they would have got a lot more done if they would have just mind their own fucking business. It would have been perfect for everyone. They would have, you know, yeah, we have strong views on this and that, but at the end of the day, I would break bread with them. I would be like, bros, you know, do you want to, I mean, I heard you like canes and all. I heard you like, you know, some sweet tea. Want to get some sweet tea with me? I'll be like, you know what? It's been a long day. Everyone's working. I mean, of course, the politicians here being all so corrupted, and, you know, they're actually trying to get people to commit crimes. Like, what kind of a shitty person do you have to be to convince people to do crimes? I mean, especially when you're involving a child at the end, and you are, you know, not only endangering your child, not only you're endangering yourself, but you are, in fact, putting a risk on other people who are involved. I mean, it's crazy. And if you happen to try to run over ICE, because that's the only thing that can actually get you killed, is by doing something so illegal that not only they think that you are a threat to them, but you're a threat to other people. That's when they actually show the gun and, you know, have to shoot you right there. It's crazy. So no, I'm saying that is the only time you ever got to think, like, wow, maybe the things that I'm doing right now in the car, as I am now, that is not okay. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't let my child be in a, you know, in a back seat, you know, have a, you know, have them, you know, seat, you know, buckled up, whatever, in the back. And imagine if they misfired and it hit a baby in a car. Do you know how bad it is? I don't think no one does. No one knows the extent of this, guys. But yeah, if you have seen this whole video of me ranting, then please give it a like, a comment, and please subscribe. I'm gonna be posting more videos, so we'll see. It's 5:24, so I have a little bit of time left, so we'll see. I'm kind of sick of having to be fat. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in a bit, okay? Peace.